Alrighty, folks. So apparently it's a new thing online for women to just post their L's. They're now posting texts from their exes talking about how their exes are really bad, but a lot of the texts aren't that bad. I don't know what women have decided on this whole, we are going to just release text messages that are totally not for public consumption to make our boyfriends look bad when they're not really doing something bad. Like, I understand that the desire for victimhood is now just the driving desire in a lot of celebrity hearts. But I, for the life of me, do not understand why any of these things that they're releasing are scandalous. This is true of the Jonah Hill text where he's like, maybe you shouldn't pose, in a bathing suit in this particular pose. And like years later, his ex-girlfriend's like, this is terrible. And he was trying to control me. Well, then you break up with him. I don't understand. Like, why is that anybody else's business but yours? It's your decision whether to be in a... Well, now we have Bebe Rexha. Now, I'm not going to pretend I know who this person is because I have no idea who it is. Right? Every artist past about 1890 is a stranger to me. But apparently Bebe Rexha is some sort of singer, an alleged singer. And on her Instagram, she shared a text message she received criticizing her for gaining 35 pounds. It appears to be from her boyfriend, which is by the way, great way to build a relationship is to take private text messages between you and your potential spouse, your boyfriend, and put those online. It's a great way to build trust. And here is the actual text message that we're supposed to feel super bad for her about. Quote, "Hey, I never said you weren't beautiful. I never said I didn't love you. In fact, I said how beautiful you are and how much I loved you. I always said I would be honest with you and your face was changing, so I told you it was. That was the conversation we were having and you asked because I care. Would you rather I lied to you? You gained 35 pounds, obviously you gained weight and your face changes. Should I just pretend it didn't happen and that it's okay? Come on, I gained 3 pounds and you call me chubs and fat. Doesn't mean you don't love me. If you're trying to find reasons to break up, this makes sense, but it's not the real reason. If you're unhappy with me or yourself or with life and don't see a future with us, that's okay. That's the reason. Don't use something like that to weaponize your anger or anxiety or any insecurity you may have. I always found you to be beautiful and loved you no matter what. I think it's important for you to think about things and write things down, speak to a therapist, and do this retreat thing to get to the root of the problem. Let me know if you'd like to speak if you need more clarity. Love you." Okay, so I have a question. Is that supposed to be her boyfriend being a bad person? Her boyfriend seems delightful. I mean, truthfully, like that's a nicer message than like 98% of dudes send to their spouses and or girlfriends. Like that is a wildly nice message. It sounds like she asked him, "Do I look fat in this dress?" And that was his answer, which was, "You're beautiful and I love you. But yeah, you look fat in the dress. And you told me to tell you to be honest, so I'm being honest now." So first of all, he violated the cardinal rule. The cardinal rule is, if your wife asks if she looks fat in the dress, the answer is always no. It doesn't matter if she looks like a hippopotamus stuffed into a Tootsie Roll. Does not matter. She's beautiful. But he actually gave her the honest answer. And that is a mistake, apparently, so egregious that she put that online. How dare he answer a simple question? This apparently was during a May appearance on the Jennifer Hudson show. She talked about her weight gain, and she's apparently been doing this kind of routine publicly about why people are being mean to her because of her weight gain. Yeah, not everything makes you a victim. Not everything in life makes you a victim. In fact, thinking about yourself as a victim makes you a victim of yourself, not of anybody else. This sort of narcissistic garbage is so ridiculous. And honestly, people with lives don't have time for this. I gotta tell you, I'm covering it specifically because I'm saying don't do this in your life. If you have a life and you have things to do, you don't have time for this. And by the way, you should have a partner who is able to tell you honestly when something is wrong. If you ask them if you have broccoli in your teeth, they should be able to tell you without fear that you're going to blow up on them and post it on Instagram. Oh, so silly. Have you ever invested in a nice jacket, shoes, maybe even a nice dinner? Your betting shouldn't be any different. Start investing in your best sleep with Boll & Branch. They make the only sheets that get softer with every wash. Boll & Branch sheets are made from the finest 100% organic cotton threads on earth. They feel buttery to the touch. They're super breathable. They are perfect for both cooler and warmer months. Their signature hem sheets were made with luxurious threads. They're made without pesticides, formaldehyde, or other harsh chemicals. Best of all, Boll & Branch gives you a 30-night risk-free trial with free shipping and returns on all orders. You're not going to want to return them. Sleep better at night with Boll & Branch sheets. They are so good. I'm just telling you, not only the sheets, by the way, I've told you about this before. They have a fantastic blanket, like an Afghan blanket. It is phenomenal. It's so good that when I travel, I actually pack it in my suitcase because it helps me sleep. For a limited time only, you can get early access to their annual summer event. Use code Shapiro to get 20% off today at bollandbranch.com. That's BOLLAND branch.com. Promo code Shapiro. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Go check them out right now. Again, bollandbranch.com. Promo code Shapiro. Get 20% off today. It's a fantastic deal. You're not going to regret it. Your sleep quality will improve. I'm just telling you it's going to happen. Bollandbranch.com, promo code Shapiro. If you run a small business, you need to plan ahead. One of the best ways to do that is by using Stamps.com to help mail and ship. Stamps.com lets you print your own postage and shipping labels directly from your home or office. It's ready to go in minutes, so you can get back to running your business sooner. Stamps.com offers rates you can't find anywhere else, like up to 84% off USPS and UPS. Plus, they automatically tell you your cheapest and fastest shipping options. For 25 years, Stamps.com has been indispensable for over 1 million businesses. Get access to the shipping services you need to run your business directly from your computer. No lines, no traffic, no waiting. You can print postage wherever you do business. They even send you a free scale, so you'll have everything you need to get started. Here at Daily Wire, we don't waste our time, which is why we've been using Stamps.com for years and years and years. Set your business up for success by starting with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code Shapiro. You get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and free digital scale. No long-term commitments, no contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, enter code Shapiro. Again, Stamps.com, the microphone at the top of the page. You click on that, you enter code Shapiro, and you're going to get an amazing deal. 4-week trial, free postage, free digital scale, no long-term commitments or contracts. First of all, Barack Obama is one of the most irritating people in American public life. I blame Barack Obama personally for many of the problems that American politics have entered into. As I've said before, I think that his presidency basically polarized the country beyond all recognition because he came in with this broad wave of public approval, and then he proposed a bunch of left-wing policies that were very alienating. And instead of just playing politics, he decided that he was going to actually racially polarize America in his own political interest. I'm not sure the country has recovered from it or will recover anytime in the near future. Well, now Barack Obama is sounding off on librarians, and he is talking about the quote-unquote book bans in places like Florida. Now, to be clear, the book bans in places like Florida, those are not book bans. You can still get any of these books in Florida. What they really are is saying that school libraries for sixth graders shouldn't have books like genderqueer in them. You know, books with graphic depictions of gay sex, for example. So Barack Obama, because he is a liar, put out on his Twitter feed the following statement, quote, "Today, some of the books that shaped my life and the lives of so many others are being challenged by people who disagree with certain ideas or perspectives. And librarians are on the front lines, fighting every day to make the widest possible range of viewpoints, opinions, and ideas available to everyone." I really don't think that genderqueer shaped his life. And if it did, then we should know some more things about the former president of the United States. Fairly certain that these are not the books that shaped Barack Obama's young life. But, you know, again, this is the stupid game that we play, is we pretend that there's an attempt to shut down free speech when we say that a sixth grader shouldn't be reading genderqueer. So again, points to Barack Obama for absolute falsehood. Okay, other absolute falsehoods. I have to say, it is amazing to watch as the left twists itself in knots over their intersectional coalition. So again, Barack Obama was one of the founders of the left-wing intersectional coalition. This idea that minority people plus college-educated white ladies were going to provide a durable coalition for the left, not just in the United States, but elsewhere. And what this has meant is some really weird internal conflicts, because it turns out a lot of minorities don't agree with each other. It turns out, for example, that Muslims, not super fond of the LGBTQ. And now the left is noticing that, but their answer to this, because it's obviously, that's a gap that's unbridgeable. I mean, the Quran is not super hot, as I say, on LGBTQIA plus minus divided by sign politics. And so the left, because they want them to be part of the same coalition, now they're saying that basically evil right-wingers are perverting Muslims to be socially conservative. What? So we saw, actually, Jen Psaki tried this routine the other day on MSNBC. Now Justin Trudeau, handsome Bernie Sanders, and certainly not Fidel Castro's son. 100% not Fidel Castro. He's Fidel Castro's son. In any case, Justin Trudeau, he tried the same routine. The reason Muslims are apparently opposed to LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign, happy face, sad face emoji, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji, clappy hands emoji. The reason that the Muslims aren't super fond of that, it's because of perverse Christian right-wingers who have somehow brainwashed the Muslims, which, no.
First of all, there is an awful lot of misinformation and disinformation out there. People on social media, particularly fueled by the American right wing, are spreading a lot of untruths about what's actually in the provincial curriculum. If you look at the various curriculums, you'll see that there is not what is being said out there about aggressive teaching or conversion of kids to being LGBT. That is something that is being weaponized by people who are not doing it because of their interest in supporting the Muslim community. These are people on the far right who have consistently stood against Muslim rights in the Muslim community.
Oh, you see, it's the far right with their misinformation and disinformation who are trying to pervert the Muslims. First of all, the Orwellian use of the words misinformation and disinformation to just mean stuff I don't like is really gross. And when governmental leaders use it as the predicate to censorship, it's particularly gross. But, you know, this is the way that they work. Alrighty, coming up, we'll be joined by Chris Rufo. He's joining the show to discuss his new book, America's Cultural Revolution, How the Radical Left Conquered Everything. If you're not a member, become a member. Use code Shapiro at checkout for 2 months free on all annual plans. Click that link in the description and join us.